All right, we're going to do this on default. This is just going to be chill. We're going to do the high peaks mountains. Perfect. Okay, so what I would like to do is take wherever we start and just go with it. And we're going to build organically as possible. We're going to take these other two regions and build them out. And then the last step will be to win the game by taking out the other lord and controlling the whole valley. So we didn't start up here, we started down here. We're just going to go with it. We got a rich deposit of fish and perfect farmland. So let's take a peek at what that even looks like. I always look for barley fertility. So our best barley fertility seems to be kind of all over the place. Fortunately, this is where the village should be. We got this cool little road. So we can have houses coming off this main road. We got our food supplies right next to each other. So this is like honestly very ideal. This whole side here could definitely be farming. So let's try to make this feel kind of authentic and keep it tight. So we'll get this whole region right here for farming. We already have the animals here. Now, what would probably be smart would be to move this spot here so that we can use this whole yellowed area, which I'm going to outline just for our knowledge. Yeah, that's good enough. So I'm going to move this. All right, cool. Look at that. We got it right behind this area. So that's really cool. And then what we're going to do is just, like I said, kind of go with the main theme. And I think we should try to get route around the pond here, but have it kind of merge naturally with this road here. This might be a good place for our first market. This might be a good place for some early game industry. But this is going to allow us to have our wood cutting and everything really, really close together. So I very much like that. Now, our first houses, in my opinion, I feel should kind of go with the aesthetics and should come off of the pond here. So I think we're going to use this main area here for our first massive amount of houses. But we need to line this up correctly. And we want it to be at least 3 corpse pits in length. I find if you go over 3 corpse pits, it's really hard to make these burgage plots work with the game. So I'm going to try to like keep this historically as authentic as possible. And I'm not going to do any benders. We're going to stick with the historical long burgage plots of the time. But we're going to keep a theme here too. So let's just get this going. So right here, we could easily get 2 double burgage plots with some pretty good backyards. These are massive long. They're going to produce an enormous amount of veggies for us. And then we'll do the third guy here. Now we may or may not miss out on... Oh, that is almost perfect. We may miss out on getting our second or first family at the beginning of April because we're doing all this. Ah, we had a shrine right here. Perfect. But yeah, we want to utilize our land really well. Here we go. This is double. This is like a really weird plot. It may or may not be very efficient. Let's take off snap to road tool. Go out just a touch more. A touch more, like right here. Perfect. And then we can turn it back on and you can snap again. It's really nice. All right, that is much cleaner. It's going to be much more usable land. All right, so we want them to focus on getting all 3 of these houses up ASAP. We also want to focus on getting a second hitching post up and ordering our next ox. I'm going to get that up right here. We're going to prioritize that. I've been having an issue where the ox are getting lost. So I'm going to wait till this is up. All right, and look at this. We got a beautiful, all these little farmhouses right off the fish. And we'll have the granary right here. So we'll have access to quite literally everything. That's awesome. Hitching post is up. Let's order that second ox. And now what we want to do is pause real quick and get the lumber camp up. Now here's the dealio. We need to get this up ASAP. So we're going to place it right here. We need to get wood coming in. We want it to be as close as possible. We're kind of racing against time to do a lot of this stuff. So the logging camp up. Get everything built. It's most likely we're not going to be able to hit everything perfect, but, you know, I am going to try. Beautiful. All right, so we got 3 houses. That will hit us at 50%. For some reason, that's just enough, but if we don't have enough room for the 6th family, we don't get the 6th family. And yeah, we're not going to hit it. It's too far away. That's all right. You live and you learn. We'll get for sure on the next month. All right, let's get 3 families out doing that. We want to upgrade all of these so that by at least the beginning of May, we can get our next families. Looking real sharp. I like this vibe a lot. Look at the background and the scenery. Very nice. All right. So now we're going to start expanding the living spaces on all of these. There we go. We're in good shape now. Got all the animals over here. So our next goal is to start getting into food production as soon as possible. Yeah, there we go. We got the ox moving logs. This is great. Everything is moving along real well right now. They're going to town on these logs over here. We're running out of food. Yes, sir, we are. Okay. So, fishing hut and hunting and all that, I think is going to go right here. This is such a perfect location for a lot of this stuff. The hunter is free. Now, they will eat out of the pantry, so you don't technically even need a granary. You want one, but you don't need it. And we're going to have this kind of come in like so. I think that this is a perfect spot for our first granary. So we're going to place it. I've been kind of doing this new thing where I don't build buildings completely off of a road. I build them kind of like this so that they have a little driveway type scenario there. Very cool. Get that going. Perfect. And we're going to get ourselves another hitching post. I'm going to actually kind of spice up my strategy. So we are going to bring the woodcutter down here eventually. So I'm going to get another... I think I'm actually going to order a 3rd ox. All right. And this dead area right here is such a cool location for a market. We're going to do our market stall area here. Let's do the snap to road tool off. Just get a nice little market area right out in here. 10 stalls, that's quite a bit. Right there is perfect. And let's get ourselves another ox. There we go, 3 ox. Wonderful. Prioritize the construction of this immediately. Let's actually get another hitching post just for good measure. Family is hungry. Yeah, we're all hungry. And then get the granary up. Get the hunting camp up. We get the food coming in. Get a granary worker. Get a guy in the hunting camp. Got our 6th family. Make sure everybody's fed and it's gravy train from here. Our first point is going to go into fishing. Want to get that pop up. We can start selling and trading. I like this back area right here, this little back hump. Now, look how much wood is back here. So, this is kind of cool. This is a really cool little area we got back here. I think this is going to be the industrial side of town. It's a little close to the edges, but I like it. All right, and we're going to get one thing of veggies going after I get the trade hub up. We're going to hold off on veggies. Kind of a different strategy. So we'll get the woodcutter up and we'll get the storehouse up. I think we can do quite a good little industrial heat operation over here. Now we could move it over here, which actually would be smart. I mean, there's plenty of things to cut here. There's plenty of things to cut. So yeah, let's change our minds. Get the woodcutter here. Get the saw pit here. And get the storehouse right. Okay. So what I want is, I want the trade post, right, to have very quick access to the storehouse. So what we're going to do is put the storehouse here. A little different, right? And we're going to put the trading post right across from it. That way they can move goods in and out very quickly. And we can have a connected point here. Keeps everything running smooth. And then we have all this side space here. Beautiful. All right. All right. And then the logging camp is kind of fine where it is right now. What I'm likely going to do, you can see all those logs. Which is why I wanted ox. I want to be able to build quickly. But we got a good thing going over here. Got our little industrial sector. And what we're also going to want over here are more houses for people to move in. And we're going to make this our artisan area. So I want this to kind of all vibe. I want it to all kind of fit in together. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is have it come off the road. And historical builds, things were always kind of built off main roads. And they were long and they were thin. This looks a little weird to an extent, but get it going. I think this is good. We're going to have 4 artisan house right here. And that will give us more room for people to move in. And then once all this jazz gets out of here, we'll be in better shape. So I would suggest having multiple hitching posts like straight off the bat. We're going to get 4 over here. Before I start moving anything, I want to make sure that there are no issues. And we'll start selling things here momentarily. Need to get that stone off the ground. Need quite a bit of things. Church going. The church, I think, would fit. The church and tavern, I think, fit kind of right here. Now, I know we're going to do a bit of farming, so I got to be a little careful with this area, right? This is kind of perfect right here. So we're going to just off-branch this road. I like to kind of make it look a little authentic, and we're just going to have a dead-end road like this. This is signifying, hey, don't build here. This is where the barley fields are going to go. And we got this whole area down here for more building. And so, like I said, houses were basically off a central path like that. So that's really cool right there. I think we're going to have a back road kind of arching and lining this up for future housing going like that. There we go. All right, we're in business. So we got 1 person fishing. We have no free families, so I'm going to need to change that up. We'll take 2 out of the logging camp now. And we'll have everybody start building. But yeah, this is what we're working with here. This is a cool little valley town. And we'll have some nicer ones. I think our next village we're going to do up top. Now the berries and the food are down here. So I think what we'll do is we'll build it going upwards into the valley. Very nice. Alright, we got our first point. We're going to put it right into advanced pawn keeping. And we need to increase the prioritization of the storehouse. And we need to get firewood going. There's a lot to be done. Yeah, we can have this. I want this to kind of feel natural. There we go. I like it when it's a bit rounded. We're going to make this road here just a tad bit thicker. There we go. Get a thick trade road right there. Alright, woodcutter's up. That is area. This hitching post can now be moved. I like to kind of keep a few hitching posts all over. But it does seem like it makes more sense to bring it all kind of naturally here. Alright, we got the storehouse. We got the militia. So let's see. We do have a bandito camp over here. The sooner we get that bandit camp, the better, because we can use that money to hire mercenaries. There are quite a bit of bandits over there. We're going to wait for the Lord to come and attack, and then we will steal the money. We will steal the rewards. Alright, we got another family. Storehouse is up. Let's get it going. And I'd like to get someone into the saw pit. We have available 3 spaces, so we're going to get going. We're going to go into advance. Timber, we're going to cap at 10. And planks, we're going to cap at around 50 for now. The trade post is up. I'm going to just start getting things going. So we're going to export anything over, I'm going to say 30 planks. We're going to move into getting our church up next. Food, we're for sure going to start trading fish. Anything over 120 seems pretty fair to me. We'll stick with planks and fish for now as our trade items. Alright. Another bandit camp was sighted. Perfect. We're just waiting for the Lord to come, and we're going to have a big payday. Things are looking very decent for us. He's being constructed very well. A quick little glance around everywhere. Pretty nice. Yeah, I like the industrial area. It's coming along pretty decently now. Woodcutter going. Storehouse over there. I do like having 3 ox. I feel like we're getting a lot done. Alright, we got another family. I'll let them build things out. We're going to get these gents up so we can get an artisan. So now we want to focus on everything else that we need. Let's pause the game real fast. We need 20 planks and we can get our first church up. So let's get that church going. In the meantime, we can get a well. Now, the well... Ooh, this is a nice spot. It's all a nice spot. Okay. Right here. We're going to get the well up right here for now. And we'll organize some things here in a bit. And I think we're going to get someone in the trade post. We really need to get some money coming in. And the next family that comes in will be the builder. Okay. And we're going to move him down here. And we're going to log this area, and we'll use this area for firewood. I think it will work out pretty well. And look at that. We got a nice little line up here. So we got a little bit more room for industry. Got room for housing to come off this side. It's all going to kind of flow naturally. Realistically, we could even have a little bit more houses coming off of this side. That circle going. Get a little bit of a circle going around everything. Alright, it's church time. So the church... Alright, we have these houses. I do actually think that this is a good location for the church right here. It's central to a lot of stuff. I'm going to do the church in a little bit of a different way. Let's pause real quick. I want it to face outward. And I want it to kind of connect with this crossroad and come in and have like its own little driveway type situation going on. Alright, and then we're going to decorate the heck out of it. Perfect. Gonna look decent enough. Very good. We have a few people and houses here. Once we get the church, and now we also need to get clothing going. Get the tannery. Tannery here. We're gonna connect this to the crossroad with its own little road. There we go. Getting up the shrine entrance. Getting everything going on our construction here. Building the church is pretty critical, and you know, having a church in the heartland of your builds really does make it a little bit more authentic. Religion was usually the heart of most villages where they gathered. It was a big social hub, so it fits. You got a nice view of everything from here. I think this is honestly a very good spot for everything. Alright, winter is coming. We got 2 free individuals. I'm going to keep them as such. Storehouse is grand. Let's bump this up. Stop hits going strong. Tannery will be up soon. Logging camp. We need to put 1 person in there. We just got another family. Alright, let's get the rest of the farming burgage plots up. We're going to do these as 2. Boom. Perfect. Alright, large storehouse. Wonderful. Let's just make sure that we are using the advanced features here. We do not want to come up and destroy the woodlands around there. So we're going to keep us right here. Alright, look at that. We got some money. Now we're going to get out our first veggie plots. I'm going to get this gen out first. That is a nice plot. We lost quite a bit. The best way, if you're not looking for the historically authentic vibe, to lose the least amount is to angle things a little bit differently. You actually want to angle it the opposite direction. If you make it angled, it will go sideways a bit. So the first mark will be around where the circle is. So you can actually kind of dial these in pretty decently. Alright, 1 more vegetable garden. But this will be perfect. This is a lot for them to cover. It's a bit inefficient because they're having to walk distances. But this is like the best I've been able to do, merging efficiency with having it look kind of more historically authentic with those long burgage plots. You go past 3 corpse pits, you actually aren't able to even plant the whole field, and it leads to all types of inefficiency. So 3 corpse pits really is ideal to mix how the game works with, you know, aesthetically pleasing. Perfect. All right, the granary's doing well. We're going to need to get some stone in here soon. All right, we got stone all the way over here. We got some clay, and we got a little bit of salt. And the Lord has not come to claim the bandit camps quite yet, but that's okay. Cannery is now up, so let's get clothing production. We got someone there. All right, we got someone in every major important building. And we only have one more house available. Expand the living spaces on these two. Let's think about the future. So we are going to need a little bit more. What am I thinking? I'm thinking we go the distance, right? Yeah, I like this. This right here. These will be apple fields. There we go. And we're going to get another road system. Perfect. All right. Gonna delete this road. I want these roads to kind of flow into each other. We're gonna get ourselves another back road here. There we go. I like it. There we go. That connects really well. Got a bit of a curve to it. I like to make them a little curvy. All right, we're gonna expand the living spaces on all of these gents too. More industry here. Plenty of room for improvements down here. This is definitely a farming community. We got this whole backside here. Don't like this road. I'm gonna get rid of it. This is fine right here. Alright, so we just need 2 food types, and we're gonna get that here soon. Keep upping all these gents to veggies. Get that going. Alright, and this side's gonna be all apples. And just to make sure that we have lots of wood later, we're going to get a second logging camp up right here. There we go. That way they're storing logs. Logs can only be stored in logging camps. Right, let's get another ox. Upgrade a few of these small hitching posts to make them look more fancy and also give us more room. I like having the marketplace right next to the fishing hut and granary though. It does look kind of cool. And also you got that nice little view from down here. Check this out. So this is our little market area. I do think that the hitching post needs to be moved because it's kind of throwing off the vibe that I'm going for here. We'll move that down here. That's perfect. I'm going to leave this area here for more industry that we need. Another bandit camp. Okay. Well, we're going to have to take matters into our own hands here pretty soon. We got 365 days till we're raided by a bandit. Not bad. We are fine. Alright, here he's on the move. Perfect. Let's get our guys out and ready to fight. So there's 3 bandit camps in total. So we're just going to steal. When they engage, we run in, we grab the camp, and we take the money. Alright, they have engaged the enemy. I run in and I take the money. We're going to throw this first one into our treasury. We do have a bit of money already, so that's great. And we're just going to keep working the line here. There's a lot of money to be had. And yeah, we stole everything. Alright, they're coming out to engage. That bandit camp. Oh. Okay, I'm having a bit of an issue. Not letting me leave. There we go. We almost got stuck in there. Perfect. Right, we're going to send that to the town. They're not going to attack this last bandit camp. Or are they? Okay, cool. Yeah, they're moving for the next bandit camp. Now, you can actually take a bandit camp with 20 people, but I just prefer to let him do all the heavy lifting. Makes me feel better about myself. Alright, let's go in there and get that money. Alright, we have 416. That's a lot. We're going to put this in the treasury, too. It's always good to have a big old wad of cash, right? Alright, let's send everybody home. And we got a good thing going on now. Good look. I like the way that this kind of goes uphill and you can see the church. Really good and scenic right there. Super cool. Everything's coming together really well. We have 6 free families now. So I think put 2 more. 1 into logging. Take a pick. We're getting close on the storehouse and food. Put 1 more person to the storehouse. Get everybody back to work. How many stalls do we need 13 burgage plots, so we'll have a little bit of an inefficiency here. A lot of available living spaces for families. Get ourselves another ox. And we need to start mining out the stone over here. And once we get the stone, we can get the manor. Now, I think I'm going to place the manor potentially. This is the toughie because you do want it to be kind of smart. I think putting the manor up here would probably be decent. A good focal point. If they do come to attack us, we can fight from up here. But we need a little bit more stone to do that. Yeah, this is pretty cool. We got a dense wood area around everything here. I like it. It's got a good vibe. Okay, here we go. Doing great. Almost got that second food supply, so we had a little bit of a, little hit, but we're gonna have a huge amount of food coming in here soon. Continue to upgrade these hitching posts. Order another ox. I love having all these ox though because, oh my god, things are so much more efficient when you have this many people hauling wood. And look how close our saw pit is here. The logging camp, this is really nice. We're gonna need a forester ASAP. I'm gonna place a forester, I think, right here. We'll get this stuff all replanted here soon. Place one person in here, and we'll get this radius here out right here. I think that's great. Okay, and we should be able to start getting stone going. So let's put 2 folk into that. And we should also just start preemptively gathering pretty much anything we think we're gonna need. I don't really care about this salt. It's not a lot. Not gonna do much for us. Interesting that this is the Primo farmland. There's some salt deposits in my Primo farmland. Okay. Not gonna question that. But yeah, I'm really digging the vibe. The city is coming along very nicely now. A lot of toiling in the back fields and leads straight to the church, straight to the industrial hub. That way you can pray before you go to work. Put one more person to the granary, and let's upgrade our granary as well. Always good to get a few more stalls up. Now, once I get the food variety situation, because we have the one food, I need to get these veggies coming in. Once we get a good harvest there, we're going to be set for quite some time. Right, let's permanent livestock assignment and order a horse. And let's put second family into trade. The industrial sector is taking off really well. We got vats for the tannery on our right. When in hot, we got a nice storehouse. I do like the big road right across from the trade hub. And things are going well. Thick forest for our woodcutters. Alright. Got the large granary upgraded now. Perfect. A lot more storage. Our bustling market's getting them a lot bigger now. Great. One of the cool things too about the market is you can actually move these. You can move them and make them look however you want. So if you want to put them in a line, which I kind of do, you can do that. You can organize this in any way that you see fit. Here, we're going to go old school bazaar here. There we go. I have it lined up down a row. There we go. I like this feel. I like this vibe a bit more. So, I really can't wait to get a few more decorations. Do 2 shrines and a road off of this little joined area. Give it a little bit more of a vibe. Do a little fork here. Go. Now I will say one thing is to be a little careful about these narrow strips. There's something to be said about maybe positioning your houses just a tad bit off of them. So maybe not lining the wall up against the road. Later on, some units can get stuck there. Maybe make them a little bit wider than what I did there. I think you'll have an easier time, but it's working out right now. And we're growing real fast, but we need more houses. So we need to start planning out our urban area. Now this area here, in my opinion, is really vital to growing. So we have this whole back zone right here. I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I had a bunch of chicken coops or something like that back here? So look at all these. These are all double burgage plots, though. That is crazy. Well, I'm okay with that. Okay. So we're going to have more of a city landscape back here. Let's get all those up. Then coming in here. All right. Perfect. A bunch of houses right there. What does that put us at? 17 constructed, 8 under construction. Very good. So we're going to build kind of a little cityscape here. And let's start getting that farmland out. Barley fertility is the strongest here. This is how I would like to do this. I would like to have 2 farmhouses kind of straddled like that, with a windmill center. Perfect. And let's get all the farmland up. And we're going to do this in long strips. Yes, we are going to be using ox. And to make this just a tad bit easier on myself, I'm going to get a road here, which will later be removed. We're just going to get these out. So what we want to do is keep this straight as possible. Turn off the snap to road tool for just a second. Are actually going to need to get all of this clay out of here. So I'm going to get some people on that first, and then we'll go to work. Let's get all the clay out, and we'll be in good shape. Put 1 person onto stone. Not too concerned about getting the manor up right yet. I just kind of want to focus on the basic stuff. All right. We're going to tier 2 all of these burgage plots here. Going to get a malt house and a tavern up next. So the tavern, I think, right next to the church. It's very fitting. Now, the tavern should honestly be kind of close to where everybody is. We're going to probably have one of these houses here be a brewer. So I think we'll have it come off right where the church is. We'll put the malt house right next door. I'm going to have this kind of be its own little road. That. Coming off of all this. And we can line, this will be the middle road, I think. And line this up. Have it kind of connect with the industrial area here. Alright, we got a new point. We're going to put it into apples. Next point's going to go into ox plows. Now that we have apples, we're going to start getting our fields out over here. And this will take a long time to come in. But it will be great. And then we'll probably do like chicken eggs and lots of other stuff here. What I'd like to do, gaps over here, get a granary, and this granary will be responsible for chicken eggs and all types of stuff. All the bread production over here. Get an oven. Put that right here. We got ourselves a nice little area for all of our farming. We got a lot of people. I think I'm just going to rush. We're going to put 4 into the stone, and we'll do 4 in the clay pit. Like, let's just get this stuff out. All right, so these are tier 2 now. So we're going to get a foyer up. And right here, we're going to do a double burgage plot. And this is going to be a brewer. The massive little brewer family right here. If I can do it. Ooh, right here. Alright, yeah, this is the brewer family right here. Perfect. Right across the street. We'll keep it all tight. And we definitely want to upgrade the tavern. Because we can. And let's get another well up. I'm going to get it here. A little place to drink. We have a well over there. Let's see what we can do with this. Not a whole lot of water. Got a bit over here. Let's just put a well back here for now. Another little spot for it. Alright, tavern is up. Malt house is up. I may have to use one of these as a brewer here momentarily. And let's get Orbo production going. We do have a bit of money. I could start importing iron parts. Yeah, let's skip it. Let's skip it. Let's do something a little crazy, right? Now, I could just import iron slabs. And we can get a blacksmith up. Need tools. So we need to get a tool maker up real quick. We unfortunately lost our tools. I'll do that right here. We're just going to straight up buy slabs instead of ore, simply because I just don't want to have too many industries. And let's double this up. We definitely want all the families in the world making booze here. Alcohol will be a major export of ours. We got 33 turns. We have enough money that we can bring in mercenaries to protect us. I have a feeling that the Lord will protect us. The Lord to the left of us, not God. God left this village many years ago. All right. And we're going to give ourselves a new name so we know when he's coming to attack us. We're going to call ourselves Fishington, as we fish here. All right, Smithy is up. So we're just going to produce around 10 tools, and then we'll be done with it. See, did we get all of the clay? We did. Bust out of there. We get all of the stone. 12. You know what? That's good enough for me. I'm gonna destroy it anyway. We're never going up there for a while. So let's go to our trade post. Let's import till we have at least 10 stone at any given time. And let's also import clay until we have 10 at any given time. And let's get up a roof tile maker. Do that right here. Yeah, that's a good spot. We're deforesting pretty quick. I think we're going to put 2 gents in the forester. All right, here they are. So they're coming out the right-hand side. We're going to hire some... Well, let's see. Does he have any armies out? Negative. We're going to hire a mercenary group to take care of them. They're all fairly inexpensive. One looks good to me. Oh, cool. We can just fight them right here. Got 2 archer units, which actually should be more than enough to destroy them. Oh, the Lord did come to help. This is going to be a very, very quick battle. Let's help him out. Yep, so much for that, right? And let's see, do we have any bandit camps around? We do have a bandit camp, so we can go out and get some money. Not sure where the rest of the bandits are. It looks like we got them all. Oh, and this bandit camp was abandoned. Alright, we're going to send that to our treasury. And we're going to get rid of these gents. So there we go. We did it. Bandit's gone. They've taken the whole region, so this lord may come for me at some point. We're going to be okay. Alright, let's get that blacksmith up as soon as I possibly can. We're going to bust out the trade post to a full group of people now. Let's make sure that the iron slabs doesn't require anything special. Okay, so we're going to import 15 iron slabs at a time. Let's make it clean 20. Alright, we got multiple food types out the wazoo now. And let's start getting up the farming. So we're going to do really long plots, like I said. To make this easy on myself, I'm going to just do a straight road like such. And same over here. And these are just to keep us all lined up. And we don't want these to be bigger than 1 Morgan. A lot more efficient to plow. 0.9. Alright, we'll get these little corner pieces just to make it flow correctly. There we go. So that is going to be the farming area. I like it. I like it a lot. We have 3 extras, so this will be 1. Wheat and barley in that order. We'll do 4 of these at a time. Second year, wheat and barley for 4 of these. Now, you can do flax on the 3rd year. You don't get a huge penalty. You just can't grow the same thing twice a row without massive penalties. I don't need flax personally, so I'm just not going to do it. But you can if you want. You can do flax in the 3rd year, no problem. All right, and then barley in the 1st, wheat in the 3rd. This basically means every year I'm yielding really, really decent. Okay, so everything's set up. We're actually ready to go, and we have the families to do it, so let's just do it, right? So we don't have the plows quite yet. We need to get 1 more tier 2 burgage plot. We're going to put a family in here. I am going to have them do a market stall setup. And raise that up. We're going to put one person in a windmill, person in the oven, and one in the malt house. And what we need to do now is get a brewer up. So I am going to just do it. We need one more tool. Okay. Yeah, we are going to get this into a blacksmith shop up here soon. Speed this up. We got a lot more families to come. We have a lot of living spaces available. Let's start expanding all of these buildings. We want to get as many people in here as possible so that we can have a large army. Not all of these are double burgage plots, and that's fine. Adds a little bit of variety. But a lot of them are. That's really good. And we need to get ale coming in before I upgrade too many to tier 2. They're going to do their best. We're going to get a manor up. And I'm going to put the manor, I think, right here at the top of this hill. Yeah, it's a good spot. We'll just build the manor for now so we can start taxing. There we go. We got a nice little V there. Nice little thing going on here. Let's see what this looks like from the ground up. Yeah, it's looking good. A lot of good agriculture. I really like this view. This is a good view. Yeah, everything's coming together now. You can see the apple trees, all the veggies, see the windmill in the background. It's all looking real sharp now. See what it looks like from over here. Oh yeah, it's a good view. Got everyone out in the fields working. That is perfect. Oh yeah, I like that. It's a good sharp contrast. Oh, that is it right there. Probably my favorite place to look at the village from. Really good. You can see all of it. You can see the valley. You can see the future places we're going to place our villages. We get a nice row of everything. It's going to be really decent. Alright, look at that. Blacksmith time. Alright, so blacksmith there. And then what we also would probably like to do is get a joiner's workshop. Actually, no. Let's get... We need a cobbler's workshop. We desperately need cobblers. We need to start making boats. Alright, we got it going on now. I'll keep the guy in the smithy just for a bit, but things are going along swimmingly. Got 10 places for people to move in. We need to hit the next tier. We just need a few more tier 2 houses. I think we'll do these two over here for the time being, just to get things going. And we need one more person in the storehouse. Got to get that done. Alright, I got rid of the road back here, so that way it just kind of comes right off, which I really like. We got to get manor up and a lot of different construction up. We'll need to get the wood church up. Get the clay furnace going. Let's put a cap on it. We are importing clay to a certain point, so let's put a cap of 40. That way once we have 40 tiles, it's no longer importing clay. And it does appear we can up our fisher. Alright, we got that point. So we definitely want the heavy plow. And that's why I've been ordering so many ox. Advanced plowing. Advanced plowing. Now we're in business. This is going to be a huge money maker for us. And the granary's right there, so it's pretty close to the trade post. Close enough to the trade post. We'll start selling booze, all types of stuff. Yeah, we're making really good progress. The village is coming along very decently now. So just a bit more, and then I think we're going to be in the place where we can get taxes and get our retinue up. Alright, blacksmith is ready. So now we can start mass producing iron parts. And the bowyer will start making crossbows. This is going to be pretty pricey. Cobbler's ready. So we're going to cap shoes production at 50. We're not going to go over 50 burgage plots, so 50 is really healthy for us. Let's continue to order ox. We're going to need at least 4 just for farming. Alright, look at that. Got that second stage of the granary done, almost. Alright, now we're going to permanently assign livestock to each of these farmhouses so that we always have plows. And things are about to really pick up for us. That's more families than we probably need on everything. We got 1 family per thing we're plowing, so yeah, we're golden. Overkill is always wonderful. And we should have the hooch production going now, so it is time for the mass upgrade stage where we upgrade everything to tier 2. Get that passive money coming in to pay for all my crossbow units. Do it. I do need a joiner's workshop, but we'll see if we can get away with it. Alright, we got a good amount of stuff upgrading now. Alright, let's get a couple more of these up. Alright, and we're going to go Operation Chicken on all of these back plots. Get some eggs, get some more variety in. Between the eggs and all the bread and the fish and the veggies and then the apples, we don't need any more food than that. Cool, look at that. We got our oxes doing a great job now. This is quite a bit to plow, but it's about the perfect size for all of them. And we have 4, so they should be able to do this relatively quickly. And then once they complete 1, everyone will start seeding. There we go. Yep, off to the races. It's always kind of funny to watch them. I think we'll put a couple more families in the farmhouses. It looks like we're doing some stuff by hand, so we'll just try to increase that rate. I want to make sure that we're planting on time. This is going to be an insane amount of barley and wheat. Right now, it always, on the first harvest, it always tells you really bad numbers. Ignore it. Alright, chickens all. That will give us a lot of eggs. See, we got traders coming in from the other lands. They're a little weird on the ride and stuff, but yeah, we got a lot. This is Herman. Transporting planks. Got a good thing going on. I probably need to order a horse or 2. But yeah, I always like and really enjoy watching the farming stuff. Especially the trees. The trees are really awesome in this game. I'm hoping this will be enough apples. It's probably not going to be a crazy amount, but you know, all the foods do add up. We have no more available living spaces, and that's fine. We need to hit tier 3. There we go. So these are the real yields. This is more grain and more barley than we know what to do with. So we'll likely start selling bread and ale. Alright, it's time to upgrade this church. We need a little bit more stone and planks. We're going through stone pretty darn quick. We need to up this to 30 stone. We need to update our exports to 40 planks. But let's see, what do we got going on? We got 5 crossbows so far. That is not going to be enough for the Lord. I am very much worried that he is going to attack me soon. I am not prepared for it. We did get our manor almost up. We need more stone for that too. I think they picked up all the stone I dropped. I guess they did. Alright, well, while we wait for a few things, I think it's important to probably get a few bowmen. We do need to have some kind of standing army. And lumber is starting to scare me. I think what we need to do is get another lumber camp up over here. Start cutting out some of these trees in the back parts. I'm going to pull these gents out of this camp. There's really nothing for them to do here. Nice, we got our manor up. So we are going to levy a pretty heavy tax. Start building up our retinue. Now, I don't put money into retinue or anything until after or before combat. If I can't recruit any mercenaries, then I'll put it into retinue. Alright, we're going to get our logging camp going. We need this going fast. They can do whatever they want, but we just need to make sure the area is appropriate. Don't want them going down here because that's my other wood. Go. This is good enough for them. A lot of work. Alright, I think the smithy is good. I'm going to pull him out. We have malt house going now. Let's put someone in the tavern. Do an overstock of 10 just to keep things flowing. I might put 2 people in the tavern, in fact. There we go. Entertainment supplies. So tier 3, here we come. We got some tier 1s back here. Let's get everybody to tier 2. We got chicken eggs coming in here soon. Oh yeah, we got eggs, apples, bread, veggies, fish. We got it going on. Yeah, it looks like we're going to need a second person in the granary here. And it does appear that we need someone in the storehouse as well. Here we go. Alright, we should be pretty decent now. Yeah, we're making bows quick. Wood is always kind of one of those things. It's one of those things you have to constantly be falling on, especially in the beginning stages. Let's get a forester up here so we can replace some trees. Oh boy. I'm running out of folk. Okay. Well, we'll need to pull one person back out of the logging camp. And we do have a ton of iron parts. So that was not the problem. I thought iron parts was the problem. We're going to go back to crossbow production. Cap crossbows at 40. Very good. Alright. Well, we should start making more crossbow units. We do have one unit of archers just as a backup. Always good to have a little bit. We just need an army at this point. And we can use the farmland in this pond here as a pretty good defensive point. So that's really nice. So clothing, I think it's boots. Yeah, we need more boots. They're making the boots. We'll catch up. There's always that little bit of lull with clothing. Alright, get another ox. And we're having a hard time keeping up with leather production, which is surprising. I would like to get these houses up first. Nice. That up to tier 2. We got it going on. I mean, really good progress so far. The village is solid. Alright, I think we're actually going to do animal pens and do some goats to help us catch up with leather production. I do have a few open spots right here. So we need a little bit of leather, and once we get close, we can, you know, get rid of them. It's no big deal. Clothing does not ever, it's not consumed, it's just reserved. So you just have to have enough of it in your market stalls per burger's plant. So pretty crazy. But yeah, I like this little crossroads between everything here. This is the center of the whole place. Almost everybody crosses at this point. All right. So we definitely need a few more houses, in my opinion. Tier 3 will really open the doors on some things. Get this church up, and then we're ready to go to tier 3, I think. High priority. Do it. Alright, here we are. Look at this. Got the new upgraded church. Almost done. Looking good. I kind of like the second stage of it all. It looks so much better when you get the tiles and everything on it. And yeah, we got it going on. I think this actually looks kind of cool. Like, it's built into... Yeah, okay, we're going to do 2 more. We're going to do 1... No. We want 2. We definitely want 2 plots here. Do a little bit more. Here we go. There we go. It's a little inefficient, but it looks a little cool. I need to get some more families in here. I need to get some more housing and families in here. We're going to hit tier 3 here any second now, but holy cow. So yeah, here I can do a whole lot. I could make this the brewer. I want to do eventually when I have more people. And trust me, we are going to, like, we don't need any more market stalls or anything. So you get to this point and everything's like perfect. Everything is like literally perfect. I will probably need 1 more granary worker. That's fine. And that will be it. Yeah, 1 granary worker and we're set. Alright, 31 out of 36. Let's do another crossbow unit. I guess we can get rid of the archers now. Just focus on crossbows. 2 to 3 crossbow units. You are golden. Nobody can touch you. Okay, I'm going to take 1 forester out here. And I'm going to put 1 forester in here. And we're going to start planting trees around these parts right now. Oh yeah, there we are. Small stone church is finally completed. Look at it in all of its glory. Beautiful sunset. Or there's no... I can't see anything. There's clouds. And we can imagine a sunset. Oh, and those trees are getting nice. Apple trees are almost fully mature. Okay. So it is time to go to tier 3 at this point. All we're waiting on now is the tavern supply, and we'll have a good chunk of that here soon. We got like 300 barley about to come in. Got the tavern here. Got our booze maker back here. Our malt house right there. Okay, and we got those animal pens up. So now when you get animal pens up, you have to go in and physically order the goats. We'll get a little bit of meat from it, but it's not going to be much. It's the hides that we need. Okay, look at that. Let's get these apples up and extend the living spaces. Here we go. We're going to get the garrison tower up on this now. And fill out our entire retinue. Alright, we're harvesting a ton of barley. It's awesome when you just have a lot of families out here. You get a lot more done. Wonderful. So many of them. There's like 20 of them. I think it's a little much. Maybe I have too many. Alright, we have 543 wheat, which is enough to make well over 1,000 bread, and 410 barley, which is more than we need. We'll definitely be selling some of this soon. So you can see they're transporting. They're actually able to walk back. They don't have to follow the road to get to the malt house. So this is pretty efficient. And as we get more and more hooch coming in, we can start upgrading these houses. But remember, it will hit the closest buildings first. So we have to wait to hit 100%. We're definitely keeping up with the malt. There we go. Oh, it's doing 17 and 6 ale. We are having a bug. We want to make sure that no alcohol is stored all the way over here in this granary. Or anything relating to, honestly, any of this agriculture going on over there. Let's take all that off. So they were supposed to have fixed this, and they did to a large extent, but there are still issues sometimes. So now the trick is getting all this booze from here to over this tavern. And usually what actually fixes it, just reloading the game. Alright, we reloaded and it fixed. And then it stopped fixed. We were there for a second. There we go. Alright, let's pause. Good to pause when you can see upgrades are happening. We're going to need an insane amount of boards. Go to the saw pit. And let's up this to 120 planks. And let's go to trade and up this to sell everything over 80. Take a peek. I haven't even had to buy a trade rail yet. I've just been kind of relying on all the other stuff. So I mean, I don't have anything that I'm trying to trade in insane quantities, to be honest. Let's do 200 fish. We can start selling fish here. Establish a route, and let's get... I mean, we have the industry to do so. So let's get one more fishing area up over here, right there. Order another ox. Keep that ox population high. We are at a point now where we can permanently assign an ox to the saw pit, and we should. Alright, we're in good shape. I think the Lord will attack us momentarily. We have 2 crossbows. We're going to completely max out our retinue here. I can feel it. We've maxed out the town to a large extent. Things are looking really good for us right now. So in the next chapter, we're going to focus on finishing things up here and getting ready to attack the Lord and take this territory and start building out our next area. And then we'll take the other territory as well, and we'll try to hold them off and see what we can do. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.